Hello and welcome to another video for Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today we're looking at something a little bit different. We're looking at the 2001 release by Corgi from their reissue series of their TV tie-in model vehicles. And this particular one we're looking at today is of the MonkeeMobile, which was reissued in 2001, and it is Corgi number CC52405. But it has been placed in an original reproduction box, which was Corgi number 277. There has also been a few other modifications to this particular model, but when we get into that, when we get into pull the model out of the box and have a look at it, we'll discuss that in more detail. Okay, so this is a reproduction box of the original 1960s box, and this is what it says on the front. It's got die-cast scale model with plated engine and trim, the Monkees and spring suspension. It says the Monkees MonkeeMobile, and you've got the Corgi logo, Corgi toys, the Monkees logo, and the MonkeeMobile. That's the front of the box. If I turn the box over to the side, you get a pretty good image of the vehicle itself, and it says plated engine and trim, and you see the Monkees inside the vehicle. It's got sprung suspension at the back. It's got Corgi logo, Corgi toys, made in Great Britain, Playcraft Toys Limited, London. And if I turn the car to the end, or the box to the end, I should say, again you've got the Monkees logo, MonkeeMobile, image of the vehicle as seen in the TV series, and it says Corgi 277, and I think it's exactly the same. Yeah, exactly the same at the other end. The MonkeeMobile and the same image with a monkey logo and Corgi 277. On the bottom, it's got 1967 Reproduction Inc., trademark of Screen Gems Inc., the Mead Toy Company Limited, authorised user. So it's 1967, I said 1968, because the original one was 1967. Okay, so that's the box, and remember, there is a reproduction box. It is not the original box. So, I think what we're going to do now, we're going to open the box up, take it out, and we're going to have a look at the model itself. I've removed the inner packaging from the box, and that's just how the model is. So it comes on this plinth. It's a nice display plinth that you could just keep it on display for if you wanted to. And then we've got the, let's zoom out a little bit, you've got the MonkeeMobile model. Now, I did say there was some changes done to this one, and I'm going to take you through those in a moment. But before we do that, let's just have a look at the size of the model, and I just want to give you an idea so you know the exact scale. So we are looking at a length from the tip of the fin to the front of the bumper of 12.5 centimeters. We're looking at a width of 4 centimeters, and we are looking at a height, overall height of, again, 4 centimeters. Okay, so let's have a look at the bottom of the model first, and it says Corgi MonkeeMobile, and you've got the 2 screws on the bottom, and this is significantly where it differs from the original one, because the Corgi logo was the bigger logo, and they were pressed rivets rather than screws on the original one. But other than that, it's more or less the same copy. Now, the original model came with the 4 Monkees, as you can see, as they're sitting into the seats. This particular version don't come with any figures in them. It's literally just the car. So the reproduction one, or the later version, didn't have the figures in. However, the figures, and I'm pretty certain these are reproduction figures as well, these figures have been carefully inserted into the their relatively seats and been stuck into position. So it's been done very well, I must admit. It is very, very well done. You would, yeah, it'd be difficult for you to realise that the figures didn't actually come in the model. So yeah, because it has been done, I've got to say, it's been done exceptionally well. So reproduction figures in the later version seats, and yeah, other than that, the whole of the model is still the original, not the original, but the 2001 release. But the figures are obviously again reproduced. They're probably reproduced to go into the early versions if you had an early version that needed restoring, but they have been put into this one, probably trying to make it look like an original model. And if you know how the models are, you could be a little bit difficult for you to see the difference between the original and this one, if you had an original one that was in such good condition as this is, but you can always tell by the base. So the original one would have the original big Corgi logo on it, and like I say, would have the pop rivets rather than the screws holding the model together. So the screws make it very easy for it to be taken apart, and to insert the figures, I would imagine. Other than that though, the whole of the model is die-cast metal. Even the roof that's white, that is all still, that's just painted on, but it's all die-cast metal. Even the engine is metal. Now the wheels are plastic, with the rubber tires obviously, but everything else on this vehicle is metal, apart from the interior, which is obviously plastic, and obviously the figures on this particular one are also plastic. So are there any functionalities to this car? No, there's none at all, apart from the free rolling wheels. So there we are, blunt and direct, but there we go. So you do get the free rolling wheels. It does run along quite nice and smoothly, but bearing in mind that these later figures, these figures were not released to be played with. These were the adult collector series. Now it doesn't say that on this particular box, because originally obviously they were released for children to play with, but the 2001 release was released for the adult collector, and they wasn't designed to be played with. So there is no functionalities, I say, other than the free rolling wheels, but the model looks phenomenal. It looks great, it displays incredibly, and if you had this on display in a cabinet, no one would know that this was a later version and it wasn't an original, because of the way the figures have been put in. They've been put in the seats in exactly the same way as the original 1967 version had. The body and the shape as everything else is identical. I say it's only the base where you would tell the difference, and if it was in the display cabinet, you would never see the base anyway. So there we are, absolutely lovely model that has had some modifications done to it. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's unique. It's certainly not going to be one of a kind, because I'm sure other people would have done the same, and maybe whoever modified this one would have modified others as well. So, you know, maybe there's more than one of these around. So it's not, I wouldn't exactly say it's unique. I'm not going to call it unique, because it's not. It's probably not a unique car. It's not going to take a lot for someone to open it up and put some figures in, get some reproduction figures and put them into place. So yeah, lots of people could have done it and tried to pass it off as an original model. So, however, obviously we at Midas Touch don't do things like that, and if we find something like this that appears to be original but is not, we will certainly tell you exactly what it is, and that's exactly what we're doing here today. Although overall it's an excellent model. Now, how well do these models do? Well, back in 1967, obviously the original model was sold, and they sold colossal amounts of them, because obviously it's when the Monkees were at the height of their popularity. Back in the 60s, the TV show was going wild. Everybody was monkey crazy. So yes, the models were released by Corgi, and yeah, they flew off the shelves. So many of them were sold. It's a shame you don't see that many coming up for sale these days, because I suppose they were all played with. They've all, well, I'll rephrase that. You do see them come up for sale. However, they usually are without boxes. They're chipped and damaged. The paint's dull. The signs are all, there's scratches and marks all over them. So you just need to be very careful when you try and sift through all the ones you can see to find the best one that you can, if you want to buy on a platform. The 2001 release, well, they do still come up quite regularly. in the 2001 boxes, and you will quite often find those online. There's quite a few of those, like I say, but it is just a car, no figures in them, and it's the different style box. It's the square box with a card at the top and with the hanging at the front there, so it hanged on a shelf. So that is how the models came. As I say, the original 67 one, you hardly ever see them come up in the complete in immaculate condition. I can't remember last time I saw one of those, but when I did, it was a very, very high amount of money. But I have seen an awful lot of them played with, used, chipped, marked, damaged on platforms. And say the 2001 version, yeah, quite a few of those come up on the platforms. But as I say, it's just a basic car. But if you just wanted the basic car with no figures, nothing else, then that's the way to go. Or alternatively, we at Midas Touch have managed to find a few of these MonkeeMobiles. However, this is the only one we've got like this. So this is the original, the 2001 version that's had the modifications done by having the figures applied. And this particular one comes in a reproduction box. We've only got one of these, and this particular model is available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Corgi diecasts, and many other vintage toys, games, and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that this is something you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or maybe just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this, not unique, but close to it, MonkeeMobile. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video.